York City at the beginning of National Small Business Week. And who here believes in small businesses? I know the Greater New York Chamber is one of the largest chambers in the city, the largest in Manhattan. We have global impact. That's because of our members, our great staff, Elaine and Nat, our executive director. Jordan is working this event today, and she does works for our law center. She does all the international shipments and documentation that creates billions of dollars in receipts and revenues on a monthly basis to dozens of countries. But today is about small businesses, and we're proud to have one of our best friends, one of the agencies that selected us, the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, as one of the top 10 chambers in the country, and partially because of our service. We're right here in Midtown Manhattan in this beautiful General Society building, which is federally, state, and city landmark. A lot of politicians know this. This is our home. This is the General Society Library. It's been here. I think you can look at the landmark plaque for over 150 years. So we're proud to be conveniently located, and we're proud to help people with paperwork. During the pandemic, we helped them with PPP loans. We helped them with EIDL loans. And we're going to help you today because we have brought in, and if you check our website out, you can see a whole litany of dialogue and educational content that Manly Lin and the Small Business Administration of the United States have put together to help you. So Manly is going to give us a little brief overview of some of the services, and then we're going to have a short Q&A, and then we're going to honor some great people. If you don't have a program, we'll have Jordan walk down the aisle and pass out the program. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Manly Lin. She's the Economic Development Specialist for our region from the United States Small Business Administration.
Good morning, everyone. So let me introduce SBS program and services. First, I want to show you what's SBS priority now. Our priority actually now is putting American manufacturers first. So we have several new programs. Made in America Manufacturing Initiative, cutting red tape for small manufacturers. So if you know any business or yourself actually have story to share with us or suggestion for us, please contact our hotline. We increase access to capital. There are at least 3 new loan programs for manufacturers just pushed out for you, and more are coming. So normally, SBA guarantee the loan to the lenders. We are not the lender, so we encourage business contact the lenders directly. And then if the lenders need SBA's guarantee, they will submit the loan package to us to get approval. So now, first time in the history, you can contact SBA and talk about which loan may be the best for you. So each area is actually you can talk to us directly. So this is one of the 3 new loans. This one is manufacturers' access to revolving credit. So only next code start with 31, 32, and 33. Manufacturers can apply for this one. We also have Make Onshoring Great Again portal. You can connect to more than 1 million manufacturers, producers, all made in the US. So taking manufacturing business global, work with Greater New York Chambers. Actually, we really want to help business to go to the global market. There's a huge market a lot of small businesses didn't think about. SBA provide, so from now on, I'm talking about all the programs actually everybody can use, not just the manufacturers. We provide one-on-one counseling through our resource partner. You can make appointment with them. We have different kind of capital, no matter what stage of your business or what purpose of the funds for, we have programs for you. And we help small business to get contracting. For the federal levels contracting, we have special programs set aside for small business. And disaster loan, I hope that we don't need that anymore. But when disaster happens, actually SBA, we have low interest disaster loan. There is no grants anymore, okay? Only the loan. So we have our resource resource guide. Actually, no matter what stage, I hope that business actually can come to our meetup with the business at the same stage as yours. We provide one-on-one counseling. You can make appointment with those the certifications partners with them. We help government contracting. I and the nurse, Elena, actually we have 3 webinars actually on government contracting. So teach them how to find the opportunities, and this is what SBA can do. Okay, the second one, you don't have to compete with everybody. Okay, especially those huge companies. For small business, SBA, we have a small business set-aside program. You see the percentage there. So we sign agreement with all the federal government agencies. Their purchase, more than 23% have to buy from small business. 5% have to buy from disadvantaged business. We don't call minority, we call socially and economically disadvantaged business. So everybody can apply if you are qualified, not based on race anymore. 3% for hub zone, historically underutilized business zone. Actually, Manhattan, okay, I will show you the map later. That's 3% that is government never reached that goal. So actually, if you are qualified, please certify for that one. 5% for service disabled veterans and 5% for women-owned business. But I teach people how to get ready for the government contracting. So how to find opportunities, have different websites for you for microloan or micro purchase and being a subcontractor. I also provide all the prime contractors contact information so small business can contact them directly. So for city and state have NWBE certification, but for federal level we have 6 certification. Okay, so for the 8A, I already mentioned, that's socially and economic disadvantaged business. For hub zone veterans, we have 2 certification. And for women, we also have 2 certification. So I will send you this PowerPoint if you just contact me, okay, today, because the time limitation. Just tell you that you can go there, answer the questions, and they will tell you, yes, you are qualified for which certification. So this is all the questions, and also how to apply. You can certify by yourself. All the certifications actually are free. A lot of business actually they pay somebody, the third party, to do the certification, or they guarantee can get the opportunity for you. But actually, I encourage you to do it by yourself, okay, with our assistance. So the 8A certification, actually a lot of advantage. Okay? Even SBA will assign a specialist to work with you one-on-one. So for 9 years, actually, we will hold your hand to get government contract. We also can represent a small business to negotiate with the government agency. The first requirement, you have to be in business for 2 years, but if you have those qualifications, actually, you can waive that 2 years. I teach our business have to get ready, okay, show their capability, show they are financially power enough. They need to show they have sufficient cash flow to finish the work. For women-owned business, actually, you have to first make sure that your next code are on the website. There are 2 databases. And American have to, right now, okay, for financing program or government contract, have to be U.S. citizen. So at least 51% owned and controlled by women and have to be U.S. citizen. And women are the ones manage day-to-day operation and make the long-term decisions. That's the women owned. Okay, so This is just tell you we allow third party to do the certification for business, but actually I encourage you can do that free with our assistance. HubZone, I really encourage you, okay, because this is the only goal, 3% set aside that government never reached. So there is a map, okay, so there are 2 requirements. You can just enter your address, they will tell you right away if you are in a HubZone. I just want to show you Manhattan, okay, those areas are the HubZone, Brooklyn, 90% of Bronx actually in the HubZone. Even Long Island, there are some areas actually are in the HubZone. So if your business in a HubZone and more than 35% of your employee live in a HubZone, any HubZone nationwide. So you can certify for this 3%. And also, if you are certified for this certification, there is another advantage for you. You can get a 10% price evaluation preference. Means normally, if we want to buy something, services, okay, or goods, normally we have to choose the best quality one. But if 2 businesses have the same equal of quality, we have to buy from the lower price one. But if you are HubZone certified, your price can be 10% higher than your competitor. We still can buy from you. So that's a big advantage. For veterans and service disabled disabled veterans own small business, there are separated certification. For veterans-owned small business certification, only for VA contracts. For service disabled veterans-owned small businesses, they are for the 5% set aside for all the federal government certification opportunities. We also have a lot of other programs for veterans. So if you are a veteran or you know any veterans, please let them know. We want to help them. So you can get assistance from Apex, Accelerator in New York. We have 2. So they can help you with certification, and also they're holding events, actually invite government agency there, so do the matchmaking. The funding program, I think many of you know that SBA have a lot of different kinds of loan. So first, you can open an account. If you already have PPP loan or EIDL loan, you already know about this. You can borrow more than 1 SBA guarantee loan, and you can manage your loan programs in one place. So we have loans, we have we have capital investment. SBA lend money to the venture capitalists too to help small business, and surety bond, and there are 2 grants. So first things, actually lender match. A lot of business, they don't know which lenders they should go to. So lender match, you answer all the questions, okay, not too many actually, but you need to know how much you want to borrow and what those monies for, and your estimated annual revenue. So we will send to all the lenders nationwide. There are more than 4,000 lenders we work with. So those lenders can contact you, or you can contact those lenders. But I encourage small business get ready, be lendable. So have to have the statement of purpose and also prepare the funding request. So loans, okay, why we encourage you to use SBA's guarantee loan? Because if you are qualified for lenders, their own programs, you don't need SBA's guarantee loan. So we only hope help those businesses that actually they cannot get funds from other places. And this is how government works with those lenders. We guarantee to them. So something happens, if the borrowers cannot repay the debt, SBA actually will repay the debt for the borrowers. So this is all our programs. So business can borrow from $500 to $5.5 million, okay, different kinds of loan. You can contact the lender directly or contact our resource partner. They can help you with your loan packages. So this is how I teach the business how to get ready. Okay, so today I will skip this one. But what's important for SBA's loan requirement? You have to show your credit history, and also you have a good business plan, especially your marketing and your financial management. You need to submit a financial statement showing that actually you have ability to repay the debt, and personal guarantee. And the last one, you show that actually in the industry you have the experience. So if some business actually, we encourage them to hire a management team if they don't have. So I will talk about three big categories of SBA's loan program: 7A, 504, and microloan. For 7A loan, it's a big umbrella. Under 7A loan, there are several small and other different type of loan. You can borrow up to $5 million for almost everything. Okay, even refinance your current business debt. So have to be an operating business in U.S. for profit, and also meet our SBA's size standard, and not illegal business. So I have two slides that show you what's the illegal business. And the last one, reasonable ability to repay the loan. So these are the two slides list those ineligible business, like financial businesses, life insurance, or those gambling industry business. So can borrow up to $5 million. The interest rate is prime rate plus 3 to 6.5%. And if you borrow less than $1 million, you don't have to pay the guarantee fee. So we start a new program called 7A Working Capital Pilot Program. This is like line of credit. So right now, actually, this become the permanent. And then under 7A loan, we have small loan, can borrow up to $350,000. If follow, then less than $50,000, you don't have to pay, commit the collateral. We have 2 express loans. Turnaround time is only 48 hours. We have 4 cap line loan, working capital line, contract line, seasonal line, and builder line. So the second program actually is a good investment for business. 504 loan is for business to buy the property or machinery or do the renovation. You only pay 10% down. SBA will lend you 40%, and we will find a lender lend you 50%. Can go up to $13 million. So this a lot of business actually invest in these programs, because the rent usually is the best burden for business. For startups, actually, we have microloan. We work with nonprofit organizations in different communities, so they can borrow from $500 to $50,000. So they can make a decision about their interest rate and those requirements. So there are 6 microloans in New York area. And then we, SBA, lend money to those investors. So I have the director here. Okay, so right now, a lot of startups actually, especially for IT, technical business, they need more than $50,000. So we encourage them to talk to the investors. Disaster loan, I hope we don't need this one. Surety bond is for construction company. Construction company, when they get government contract, they need funding. So a lot of small, small manufacturers or the construction company, they cannot afford that. So we have special programs for them. We have 3 loan programs for international trade. Can go up to $5 million. Even for the long-term working capital, and you can talk to us directly. We give fundings to each state. So each state, they have STEP programs to help exporter. For New York State, actually, each small business every year can apply up to $10,000 grants. This is grants, not loan. And also, if you participate in a trade show, trade mission in other countries, actually they can reimburse expenses up to 50%. The last one I want to talk about, there are 2 grants for R&D. For small business, only small business can apply, but I know a lot of you maybe think about you are not a scientist or a researcher, this is not for you. Actually, this is the funding, this is the grants for you to hire somebody to do the research. Okay, so there's a requirement. Small Business Innovation Research Program and Technology Transfer Program. So SBA actually will provide oversight and guidance to 12 government agencies to participate in these 2 programs. We also give funding to each state, and also we have funding for those nonprofit organizations can help business to get these 2 programs grant. So this is the 12 government agencies participate in this SBIR, and 5 agencies participate in the second one. The technology transfer program, small businesses have to work with nonprofit research institutions, work together to invent something. So every year I have more than 4,000 awards, and we make sure that small business actually can get this award. So there are 3 phases for both of the program. The first one, up to 1 year, you can get up to $275,000, and then the next 2 years, you do the innovation, you can get up to $1.8 million. Then the third phase, you're already inventing something. So commercialization is your goal, and that's the purpose. Actually, government want to work with small business. You have to find maybe investors or become a contractor. Okay, so this is all the programs that actually can help your business. So we will go to some questions later if you have any questions. Thank you.
Does anyone have any quick questions? We'll take 1 or 2 questions.
I'm asking about trade loans. Tell me how much you got for exhibitions, and is it refundable? It's money we already paid.
You mean the grant you want to participate in?
Yeah, I have 3 trade shows. And we participate for our company in this. I paid around $20,000.
Right. No, thank you. Actually, he met me before, so I say actually you can participate in the trade show training. But did you apply before you go?
I applied, no, I don't apply SPA loan.
No, the grants for the.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Apply them.
Right. Okay. So if you want to participate in trade show in other countries, okay, you will be the exhibitor or have a mission there. You should apply through the New York State STEP program, and then they approve. So when you come back, you submit all of your expenses. They will reimburse up to 50%. So this is for you if you're really thinking about to expand your business to a global market.
We do the exhibition in US, not global, also global and US as well.
No, only the foreign country. This is for exporters purpose. Okay.
One more question.
Yes.
Presentation going to be available?
Yes.
You can email Manly or email myself, and you can have the presentation.
Okay.
Right. Thank you. I know a lot of information, but just to let you know what's available to you.
Can you send me hard copy of your presentation by email?
Yes. Please send me an email or send an email to Helena. Okay, right. I will send a PowerPoint to him too. Can we have another question?
One more question.
Okay, one more. Yes.
We have our company registered with the brand and we apply to the
You have a business. Yeah. What kind of apply for what? Oh, sorry. Okay. Thank you for the question. This because we are the federal government, so actually what I said today is all nationwide. Okay, so he's in Pennsylvania. All the programs actually is nationwide, except the microloan list. Microloan, we is SBA each district office. We find the local nonprofit organization and sign agreement. So if you need to borrow the microloan, you have to contact the local SBA office. They have the list. Okay, thank you for the question. Excellent question.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
Dave, and thank you, Helena. And we move on to the fun segment of the program. That was the educational segment. And if you have any questions, again, Helena is here every day. We have a law center. We work very closely with the Small Business Administration. So you can just call our number, 212-CHAMBER, and get answers within 24 hours. Okay, so right now we have some small business champions. So let's put our hands together for all of them. I particularly want to thank Molina Healthcare for helping to sponsor this. They sell great policies to keep you healthy. They're growing, and they're a great member of the chamber. I think we have a couple of representatives here. Juan, in the back. Juan's also sponsoring our event tomorrow at the Yonkers Brewing Company, right near the Metro North train stop. It's on our website if anybody has any questions. I also want to thank a couple of banks, Ocean Bank. We have Richard here. Richard, thank you for your generosity. I know you've got billions of dollars in support, and we want to help you help you write loans for our members when they qualify. And if you don't qualify, maybe you can turn that off a minute. When you don't qualify, we can help you too. We can educate you and see how you can qualify. We also have a good friend here, Paul Amon from Key Bank. He helped us write a lot of PPP loans and EIDL loans. And I know Ocean County and Ocean Bank, I think, did you ever do business in Ocean County?
Yes, no, Monmouth County and Ocean.
Mammoth County and Ocean County, but now you're big in Queens and
Yes.
New York City, so
Yes.
that's great, and we're going to be doing more business together. I also want to thank Mr. James Kim. He is the operations manager for the Korean American Chamber of Commerce. They have 80 chapters and 300,000 members in the United States. And to do more business for our membership, we've traveled to Korea and made some great together, and we've made some great contacts for you. And again, May 20th is our International Contacts Day, so put that on your calendar. And again, Manly, thank you, and the Small Business Administration. So we're going to do something a little different here. I want to interview the honorees real quickly. They're going to answer some short questions, and we'll learn how they are so successful. So is Gaddy Pellick here? Gaddy, come on up.
How are you, my friend? Nice to see you.
Congratulations, Gaddy.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, Gaddy, sit down, sure. Gaddy is a great employer. How do I know that? Because we researched you.
Thank you.
Before we got involved in helping him, he had a little union problem. And previously, as the attorney for the Business and Labor Coalition of New York, we understand unions, but there's rules, regulations, and that's what this educational component is all about. So we know those rules and regulations, and we're helping Gaddy because he has some people that are violating National Labor Relations Board standards to make political statements. And we're not going to get too much in that today.
Thank you.
But for those of you who've been to our Women's History Month, Gaddy graciously catered the whole thing. Thank you.
Pleasure.
And we got positive feedback.
Good.
And I froze a beautiful loaf of bread with our logo on it. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So Gaddy, I want you to take a minute or two and just tell us about who you are and your business. Just a minute or two.
Sure. So, nice to see everyone. Thank you. I'm really pleased to be here. I think the question as to who I am is a tough one, but I would say first and foremost I am a husband and a father. And the thing beyond that which most defines me is I'm an entrepreneur and the founder of a business of which I am very proud. And this award is particularly meaningful to me because the thing which makes me most proud about being a business owner is being able to employ people in a environment which is safe and an environment which lets them get their life in order. Some of them just arrived in New York, and so I think that's the thing that most defines me as an entrepreneur who employs wonderful people in this beautiful city of ours.
And in case you didn't remember, we're honoring him for being an employer of the year. I think he's being modest, but he hit something out of the park there. Family, caring for your employers. When I was in my MBA program, there was a great gentleman. He wrote a book called The Motivation Hygiene Theory, and we talked about salary is important, but then what are the other motivators? What do your employees want? And I know, and we checked, he's up to 250 employees. So let me ask the next question, at 4 locations. And we want to help him get a 5th, because in fact, we're going to use you for our international trade. We're going to do it right here, and all these people are invited back, and they'll get to taste, and you'll have your catering menus, impeccable job. So tell me when you first started Brett's Bakery. Obviously 4 locations, 250 employees later. Tell me how you started and your challenges of the first year.
Sure. Starting a business anywhere is challenging. In New York, I think particularly challenging. The old adage of if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, has some truth to it. This is a very competitive market for anything you do. If you're like me in the bakery world, you are surrounded by some of the best bakers in the world. If you're an actor, you're surrounded by some of the best actors. Singers are surrounded by the best singers. It's a highly competitive market, and beyond being competitive, it's highly regulated. And so some of the challenges which the Commerce is so helpful with is just dealing with the various regulatory bodies that come into play. So starting Brett's Bakery, I learned that there's a thing called the DOB. I didn't know how involved you have to get with the DOB. And then one fine day you get a knock on the door from the DOH, the Department of Health. And then you realize that there's the Department of Consumer Affairs, which ensures that everything that you put on your label. A lot of departments to get through. And so, but the beauty of it, and for me, learning it all by myself and really doing the work has really helped make me a more successful, more sustainable business. And so, while difficult in the beginning, it's the old, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You come out of it stronger, for sure.
Fantastic, and I feel the sentiments because we hear that a lot at the Chamber. So many rules, so many regulations, so many roadblocks. In fact, the current administration is planning on opening a grocery store, and that's one of the reasons. So our legal team looked at it. It's not a food desert area. There's no reason to open it in that particular area, and the facts remain. And one of our honorees will talk about that a little more. The facts remain that there are 5 established small business grocers that are going to lose their livelihood, while we spend $30 million, and as you said, you could do things quicker without, the regulations are necessary, you agree, but let's administer them more efficiently. But the problem is, you could open a bakery, or a little bodega can grow quicker without the regulations or being streamlined, actually. The city's taking 3 years to open up. Everybody I've spoken to can open this supermarket for 1/3 the cost and in 6 months. So capitalism is king. So what is your biggest pride? You mentioned your family, you're proud to be an employer.
Yes.
You mentioned some of your challenges. So what would you advise the small businesses in here, if you had to list a hierarchy of successful tips?
I love that. I'm not sure I'm in any position to advise anyone as to anything. I think if you look at my history, it's been marked with mostly failures and one success, and maybe that's the learning of it all, is to keep going, and that eventually it comes your way if you don't give up, which it sounds like trite advice that everybody gives, but there is truth to that. You look at some famous examples. I think if you look at, there's some very famous entrepreneurs over the years, and you see all of them failed and failed and failed and just took failure in a different way. They didn't see it as a stumbling block, but they saw it as an opportunity to learn, grow, do better the next time. And so I think that's my best advice, is it's not over until you decide it's over.
And on that note, we want to present to you the Employer of the Year, Small Business Employer of the Year, to Gotti Pellet Bread's Bakery for creating hundreds of good-paying jobs. Okay. So our next honoree, and this is a special honor. I've been in the chamber business for a number of years. But while I'm giving this, I'd like to pull up Marion Joseph, our next honoree. One of the chambers that I worked very closely with was the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce, and Dr. Roy Hastic, and many people in this room knew of him. Bill Lake is on the Caribbean American Chamber board today, and we're working on a huge project now called the Multi-Business Coalition, again, to streamline the processes for everybody, not just the members of the Great New York Chamber, but the Caribbean Chamber, the Mexican Chamber, the Mexican Coalition, the Pakistani Chamber, the list goes on and on and on. But have a seat, Marion. So Dr. Roy Hastic was well known for networking. He had a phrase before they named the New York City street after him called "Networking Works." And Helena does a great job putting together networking programs. If you agree, please applaud. I used to think we did a lot of networking programs, 1 or 2 a week, and then COVID came and we added to that webinars. So I think we're up to 80 to 120 programs a year. But can you tell us a little bit about Dr. Roy Hastic? Well, first, I'm sorry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marion Joseph, and I am an entrepreneur at this point of my life. I started off in Wall Street as a teenager and continued there in doing my accounting. And I retired at, I think it was 2006, I actually retired. And I started to work for Dr. Roy, as usual. He called upon me because we knew each other personally and he wanted some help with his books. So I took on that role, I got his books in order, I left again. I started working for a nonprofit for the Bedford-Stuyvesant Head Start program. I worked for them, I fixed their office, I left again, and I went back to Dr. Roy. And as of today, I'm still at the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce.
So you mentioned books. Dr. Roy was not a particular author, though he was a good writer, a great orator, but she's talking about your books, your financial books. And I can tell you, and I saw this more than anything during the COVID crisis, when members called about the PPP loans. Can you help us get a PPP loan? I said, sure. Who's your payroll provider? Oh, I pay in cash. I said, next. It's very important. In fact, I'll let you answer that. But I can tell you, it is very important to keep good books for many, many, many reasons. If you don't, if you keep sloppy books, you're gonna get trouble. You're gonna spend too much time instead of doing what you do well. And with all the automated services and bookkeepers, you must have a bookkeeper. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, definitely. You know, just think of it. Every time you take money out of your personal money out of your pocket, who's putting it back there? So if you keep good records, I mean, I don't care, get a shoebox and throw everything in there, then you'll be able to at least be able to be refunded some of these monies that you come out of your pocket with, because we know sometimes the chamber doesn't always have the money, but you know, personal money gets involved, and how are you going to be reimbursed? You know, so keeping books is important. Keeping every paper that you pay out of your pocket is important.
And it gets even more complicated because the chamber believes in good jobs. That means W-2 jobs, keeping the various taxes in order and paying them on time. So listen, you are winning the Dr. Roy Hastic Small Business Person of the Year Award. Can you just reminisce, take us down memory lane and tell us how he inspired not only you and me, but particularly you?
Oh, well, Dr. Roy and I knew each other before I actually went to work for him. And as he said, network works. So once I was in that office and there was a meeting, he always had me there. Oh, that's my financial person. She takes care of all the finance. I mean, he was a visionary. He knew exactly what he wanted to do for the Caribbean community and other communities. It's not just only the Caribbean community, but he actually was a visionary. And we are trying to keep that visionary going as of today.
And I want to give you congratulations, and you're right, Dr. Roy Hastic was a visionary. In fact, I think I won the Visionary Award, and then a decade later, I won it again. So keep working hard. If you fall down, get up. But we want to give to Marion Joseph, a bookkeeper and consultant to small businesses, the Dr. Roy Hastic Small Business Award for her commitment to small business and the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce.
I just want to piggyback on how important bookkeeping is. And you know what, I have to bring up about Manley Lynn with our presentations for the SBA, access to capital, how to get government grants, how to do business with the government. All the programs and services with the SBA, they tell you you need your books in order, and especially before you go for a loan, you know, if you need, you know, capital and you need it the next day, you better be 6 months behind in your paperwork. And I say 6 months before that you need that money, you have to have your books in order from that date, probably a year before that. So I just want to say thank you, because it's very, very important, because if you don't have your books in order, you're not going to be able to become, you know, get that access to capital and WBE certification. So I just have to bring that up to everyone, so thank you.
Okay, next I'd like to call up Kwang Ming Park. He is the Nonprofit Leader of the Year Award. His big organization is the Korean American Business Council of New York. And one of the other organizations under that umbrella is the Kengro International Korean Grocers and Beverage Association. Come on up, sir. And that, again, we're beginning to hear that these are the people that can help feed not only New York, but America. And again, what we do here in New York, the world follows. So I want to congratulate you on being such a leader. I know that our good friend, Mr. James Kim, who is, I'm privileged to be the attorney for the Korean American Chamber of Commerce, again, 300,000 members, well-run organization, and he recommended you. But we appreciate you. So would you like to say something to the audience?
First of all, it is great times, and it's wonderful experience, and to meet all of you. And just can you explain this, my friend?
Yes.
Because I can't speak very well. Sorry.
So Mr. Kim is filming, so I think what he's saying is he's very humble. I had the chance to go to Seoul, Korea with Mr. James Kim, and I came back and I said, wow, you know, Seoul is pretty good city. In fact, I came back with a passion. to help our current administration, our current mayor, our current city council to make our city better. And I think one of the reasons, Gaddy touched on it, is family. I've noticed in my trips into the community that the Koreans are very strong on family. In fact, they educate their young, they build community centers for the young, they provide strong homes, and that leads to high quality paying jobs later on. So this gentleman runs a lot of nonprofits. That doesn't mean they don't make money. They pay their bills, they hire people, they lobby, they advocate, and they make all our lives better. So I would like to present to you the Nonprofit Leader of the Year Award from the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce. And I'd like to call up Mr. James Kim, who is the co-chair of our international committee. He is also the operations manager I mentioned in my opening remarks for the Korean American Chamber of Commerce. And now he is going to help us write the bylaws for the new multi-business coalition, multi-culture business coalition. So everybody around the world will be included, and everybody around the world will have a stronger voice. So we would like to give this to you, Kwang Min Park, Korean American Business Council, umbrella organization for so many, a Nonprofit Leader of the Year Award for helping so many community causes and leading the Korean Food Association.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You want to add anything?
Yes. Thank you. I want to thank you, Mark Jaffe and the Greater Chamber for your support of small business and our community. And Mr. Kwang Min Park is the president of the Korean American Business Council of Greater New York, which represents 10 non-profits, and also he also represents the CAGR International, which is a federation representing Korean global diaspora, the grocers and beverage business owners around the world. He made a great contribution to small business development in New York and around the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next I'd like to go back to the top of the list. And we have a very special guest, a retired major from the Marine Corps. Can we put our hands together for this service? I believe he served our country and for 14 years. God bless you. And I know, as you can see, he's got the American flag in his pocket, and he's got his lovely wife here. I think that's probably part of why he has that smile and gained great success. But sit down, sir. You are our Veteran of the Year, and you came highly recommended, not by one Commissioner of Veterans Affairs, but by two. And I see Colonel Terry Holliday there. Let's put our hands together, retired Colonel Terry Holliday, who are former chairperson of the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce and current board member. Thank you for your service. So, tell me a little bit about you.
And first and foremost, I just want to thank the Chamber. I want to thank Terry, who nominated me for this award. It's a real honor to be here. My name is Rudy Cazares, Marine Corps veteran. Didn't retire, but I did do 15 years in the Marines, 3 combat tours in Iraq, and years later made a decision that I wanted to come back home being New York City, to start my own business. And in 2019, my wife and I made the decision to launch our first company. And since then, we've launched 5 different businesses, employed last year close to 300 individuals, and I'm in the last month of this place. And what I'm most proud of, though, is being able to continue to serve my community. And one of the things that I've been able to achieve this July will be 3 years. We've been delivering meals to veterans, military service members, their families, community members on 2 military bases in New York, VFW Post, 5 different veteran housings, pantry, and so 140,000 meals delivered at no cost to the city. And I'm truly proud of that. Terry's obviously a part of that. Public-private partnership between my company, Kazar Logistics, HelloFresh, the Campaign Against Hunger, and the Department of Veteran Services.
God bless America. So you mentioned your wife is here, and she's part of your success. Tell me about how important family is and how your wife helps you on a day-to-day basis.
Well, obviously, keeping me in check, that's first and foremost. She's the real boss here. But the reality is that I don't think there's enough recognition given to the spouses, both military spouses and the unsung heroes that support the families of those service members overseas. And for me, it comes full circle. Now she's a spouse of an entrepreneur. And the things that she does, I'll give you just one moment, one experience that I had early on in 2020. I got COVID, and I got it pretty bad. And it required my wife to step up and my brother to run the business day to day. And so, you know, getting this award, it's not an award just for me, it's an award for her and the service that she provides to, not just to the business, to the family, but to also to the community. So, hands off to Mika. Thank you.
So you mentioned the challenge that we all shared here, COVID. And I think we did a pretty good job getting out of it. Nothing was perfect, as some of our honorees had mentioned, but we got out of it. And you mentioned you got out of it with a little help from your friends and family and a strong belief. Tell us about some other challenges that entrepreneurs can expect when they're starting up.
I think just by show of hands, so I understand who the audience is, who here is a business owner, entrepreneur, or aspiring entrepreneur? Okay, good amount of people here. And I think it's safe to say New York City, New York metro area, yes? Okay. If you've launched a business in New York, you know very well that you get nothing handed to you, okay? Nothing is easy, everything's a challenge, but that's part of what we do, right? And in understanding that we are tested every single day, and understanding what we need to do to continue to provide for our people, take care of people. For me, it's not about scaling businesses, it's about scaling human beings. And so I made it my pride. My service in the Marine Corps was being a Marine infantry officer, where I had the pleasure of leading Marines in combat. And what I tell people now, almost 25 years later, that my profession has been building teams, whether it's to kick down doors to catch bad guys, to now knock on doors and deliver smiles, because I'm in the delivery business. It takes an entire team to be able to make something like that happen. So proud to be able to do it in New York. Happy to be able to have gotten through COVID, which was definitely a learning experience, and very proud of what we're doing today. Over 20 million packages delivered over 6 years, running over 100 routes a day, and again, 140,000 meals to veterans.
You keep yourself pretty busy, so I'm gonna put another challenge on you. I want you to work with Colonel James Hendon, who's now starting a small business as he retired from the commissioner's job for military affairs. Terry has a life after being commissioner, and you, we'd like to have your talent, but mostly let's put our hands together for this great man who led troops in battle, protected us, came back to his country, and now provides 300 jobs by leading people in a workplace every day. Would you like to make any final comments to the audience?
Yeah, none of that happens without my team. And I do want to recognize my team, Team Kazar, Team Joint Ops. It's the drivers, the bikers, the helpers, the ones making it happen every single day. It's my captains, my managers, my leaders, that are holding that standard and keeping it all together. And again, for me, it's about recognizing those individuals, because this award is not just for me, it's also for them as well. And I want to thank everybody for being here.
I'd like to call up the Colonel, and we're going to give you a little appreciation for being the veteran small business, the veteran business of the year here as we celebrate National Small Business Week is Kezar Logistics and Rudy Cazares and his beautiful and helpful and strong partner.
Hi, Terry Holiday here. Just one quick thing. I was involved with the HelloFresh effort with the Department of Veteran Services, and James Hendon, when he was commissioner, I called him the second best commissioner that New York City had with veterans. I was the first. Okay, but we had this thing where we were working out in warehouses, and the HelloFresh stuff came in, and we were doing a lot of deliveries and stuff, and people were really benefiting from it. Rudy hooked us up about 2 years ago, okay? Actually, I was his athletic coordinator. But he took it, he got in there, and he took the logistics and the distribution of everything, he took it up a couple of levels. And the distribution was always a little bit of a hassle for us. He came in, he put the logistics background that he had, the Marines, everything else that he did in his drive, that thing is gone, okay? And it's very active. I hope that they get the funding to keep doing that. But it was a good partnership. And you and the people that you have, they're very dedicated, okay? And we threw a couple of others in that James got as volunteer vets to come in and do it. That whole thing is up at a different level. And there's, what is it about 2,300 meals, right? Yeah, and that's every Wednesday. And if you want to volunteer sometime, you know, we can get the address to you and everything. We do have groups that come in from time to time and volunteer for like one day. You know, like on their day of giving, or their day of serving. But you can do that. And then one last thing, I got to give you a plug for this building. This is the General Society of Mechanics and Tradesmen. I'm the secretary here. This building is as old as Mark Jaffe. Not quite, it's 241 years. Not the building, but the organization is 241 years old. And I think we've been in this building since the turn of the century. And we go all the way back to Andrew Carnegie. I'm reading Carnegie's biography, okay? And he was like 45 years old in Pennsylvania, I didn't know this, okay? I'm still reading the bio. And he was working for a guy who was he was the head of the railroad, but became the Secretary of Transportation, railroad. Carnegie was at the Battle of Bull Run, okay? And I didn't know this, okay? And the Union troops got the heck beat out of them. They had all these people that they had to evacuate from the area. And Carnegie was there. He was on one of the last trains that pulled people out. But that's sort of like the history of the building, okay? And Mark is a tad younger than 241 years.
I'm a tad younger than you, Colonel. But we're not as young as this beautiful couple. And again, congratulations. And remember, hire a veteran. They come with an internal ethics code, hard work code. They will listen. They know respect. And God bless you. And we look forward to working with your company. And maybe you can help with some logistics.
Will do. Thank you.
One step forward.
Okay, I have to call up my good friend. He's a good friend to all of us because he works for CUNY, the City University of New York. We're going to take a group photo after, but go ahead. The City University of New York. He houses himself, I believe, at the Borough of Manhattan Community College. Stephen Nunes, please come up. He's a great friend of the Chamber. Our committee decided to give him the Educational and Workforce Development Award because he is training people for the workforce. If you want good, trained workers, and I won't even say youthful, because everybody's welcome at a community college. You know, professional, career development, but these programs are state-of-the-art, so why am I talking about it? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're proud of.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. One, I'm very honored to be called up before you. I'm actually a first-generation college graduate. My family came from the Dominican Republic with very little to no education, and they wanted the best for their family, like every single one of us want. From there, I went on to get my master's degree in leadership and management, and I'm also working on my doctorate. And the reason why I chose higher education, because of my own personal story. You know, learning is not linear. You don't learn straight. You know, there's always ups and downs, and we can all relate to that. And I decided to go back to school after being a father and having limited opportunities because I knew that education was the gateway to opportunity. And for those of you that have a business, you have to learn and educate yourself about your business because that's how you grow and succeed. Like Mark mentioned, very thankful for you to consider me for this award, is I work for the CUNY system, the City University of New York, the largest city university system in the country. It has over 250,000 students. I work for the Borough of Manhattan Community College for continuing education. So if you think of continuing ed, think of lifelong learning. Once you get your degree, learning does not stop, it continues. So you continue your education with us, and specifically, we are the workforce arm for the college. So I specifically work with businesses, small businesses, and large corporations, Fortune 500 companies, and place talented people that are overlooked, that are marginalized, not given the opportunity, provide them training, certification, and job opportunity. I personally train and help place hundreds of individuals myself in training opportunities. And one story that kind of sticks with me, it was this young lady, single mom, was actually engaged to a veteran. He came back from the war and he was the main one working. She got laid off by Best Buy, she was a manager. She came into our training program, graduated, became certified in Cisco networks, because we're a training academy for a lot of these IT vendors, and went on for an interview with Bloomberg. That's just back in 2015, 2016. To this very day, she's a service desk engineer for Bloomberg. She got married, had another child. They bought a house, and mom is living with them and taking care of our elderly mother. So this is the reason why I do what I do, and I've been nominated by the National Association of Workforce Development Professionals for being a workforce development hero. And that's the goal.
So I got to tell you, I see a lot of smiles, particularly from our awardees, and I don't think it's just today, because when I got out of MBA school, I started a sales company. We ended up with over 100 employees, and we gave lectures. We flew them all over the country to meet, and one of the things I'll never forget is I'd start off, the remarks are like, "Are you having fun? Are you having fun?" And everybody applauded. They had a free trip to New York, sometimes California, depends where we did it. And I said, if you're not having fun, get a different job. You gotta have fun in what you do. Yes, sometimes you fall down, sometimes there are challenges and frustrations, but that's what entrepreneur, if you look it up in the dictionary. So listen, I saw your beautiful campus. And I think we haven't signed a contract yet. I think Thursday, September 17th, it was so beautiful, we're gonna do a big expo there. And we're gonna have a lot of people, career people, meeting you, tables will be there, lectures will be given. So tell us every day real shortly, what is the best thing about your day when you walk into those campuses?
Well, I'm in the tech field, and I know we're in a high-tech era, and I would say my best part of the day is really connecting with people. So it's about being high touch. Like an event like this, the likelihood of us meeting, it's not going to happen unless you have a networking event here at the Greater, Chamber of New York. So give Mark a round of applause for that, because I look forward in meeting with my colleagues, my staff, and also my students. I learn a lot from them, and when I mean students, they are adult learners that are reskilling and learning a new skill and going back into the field. So I would say it's just meeting great people and working with them and just have positive vibes throughout the day.
So if you had to give one piece of advice to your students, and most of them are younger than us, I would imagine, most of them. They range, we covered that. And AI, I hear that people are concerned AI is taking their jobs. Can you just give some brief comments of what you would tell the students that are concerned about their future and AI?
Thank you for that question. Applies to students and applies to us adults who run businesses. So AI is here, and it's not after you per se, it's after the tasks that you do on the day-to-day that can be automated. So if you can automate a lot of the work that you try to avoid, the paperwork and all of the spreadsheets and the computations that you have to do, if you can automate that, that means you have more time to reach out for more business. You can connect with more people. So that's what, to me, what AI is doing for the workforce. Is learn AI. We have an AI literacy for all. It's a level 1 course, very affordable for those that want to learn AI. What are the capabilities? Then we have a level 2 when it comes to operations and project management in AI. And the level 3 is building. How do you build with AI? How can you automate your work and have agents work for you? So that's one of the things that we're doing at BMCC for the Center of Continuing Education is come in and learn, have an open mind, and continue to network with people, because you don't have to know it all, but you'll find someone that may know something that can also help, accelerate your business.
And thank you. And on that note, I'm going to get your Educational and Workforce Development Award, and I'm also going to give you a challenge. We want you to host an AI webinar and an AI class right here for our members. We'll work out the schedule later. So,
challenge accepted.
Thank you. Stephen Nunez, Borough of Manhattan Community College in CUNY, Educational and Workforce Development Award for helping to train entrepreneurs and launch future small businesses. Is Jordan here? Jordan, come up. I know Jordan went to a community college. Come on up. And I want to invite the 4 other awardees to come up for a group photo. And then we have a little lunch and in the memory of Dr. Roy Hastek, and what we do at the Chamber every day, we have the library booked till 1:30 for lunch and networking. So will all the awardees please come up? Thank you, Jordan. Put our hands together for Jordan.